Today we're looking at a new trading range on spot gold and a setup on the currency pair Australian dollar Japanese yen. Stay right where you are. Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. Stay around till the end of the video and I'll share a bit more about my Comcash Alerts app where you can chat with me and see more of my trade setups. Today I'm going to show you a new trading range on gold and a range on the Australian dollar Japanese yen currency pair. But first, let's take a look at the active trades and later on this week's trading maxim. Happy Monday, guys. We've had some beautiful spring weather in north central Texas, so I am pleasantly surprised about that. Let's take a look at the active trades. The US dollar Swissy dropped down right here and hit our trailing stop at 93.46. So we're closed at plus 294 pips on the second half for a 4.3% account gain against a 2% risk. So not too shabby. The euro Swedish krona dropped down right here on April 7th and hit our trailing stop. Got a 0.4% account gain on this against a 1% trade risk, half size trade. So I'm done with the euro Swedish krona for right now. So Bitcoin has just been going sideways right here. I'm recording this video on Saturday afternoon and we got a little bit of performance right up here today. It came close to our target but did not hit it and it's pulled way back. So I'm going to see what this does tomorrow. I may close this tomorrow if we don't get a close up above this level right here. Monster Beverage Corp has just been ballistic right here after retesting the flag. As of Saturday, my stop is 92.28, so we got 52 cents locked in on this thing. We'll see how it goes. Well, XRP is just the picture of volatility and whippiness. Triggered this buy signal on Monday. I took it early because my broker closes early. So I got in a little bit further down here. It pushed up, hit my first target the very next day. Even if you got in right here, it still would have hit the target the very first day. And then it came down here and hit the break-even stop the day after that. So I'm done with XRP right now. We got a 0.67% account gain on this one. And last but definitely not least, Google triggered a buy signal right here on Monday, April 5th. I got in at 22.1896. It hit the first target on Friday right there. Almost did it on Thursday. Definitely did it on Friday. So I closed half for profit, set the stop to break even. I'll be trailing the stops as soon as the PSAR here gets up above the break even point. And that's all the active trades for today. Let's take a look at the trade picks. Today we're looking at a trading range on spot gold. If you're a Comcasher, you'll know that we bought this last Thursday on the break of a lower range level. I had the range down here. We got the break right here. And of course it closed back in the range right here. So I closed the trade for a small loss. It was a half size loss because the entry was on less than 100% average volume. Now since the volume and volatility have continued to decline down here, I'm inclined to take another stab at this thing. So I moved the top of the range up to 759 and we'll try this one again. Just to make sure that everyone is with us on this, a trading range is a consolidation with a strong support level like this one at 1676 and a strong resistance level like this one at 1759. Price just sort of bangs back and forth between these levels until it eventually explodes out of the range in one direction or the other. I'll take a break of a trading range in either direction. And as a nice confirmation of the consolidation, we have a decline in volume and volatility right down here. Volatility is the amount of daily movement of the price, and I measure it with the average true range or ATR. So here's our trade plan. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or above 1759, or we will sell a daily candle close below the range or below 1676. On the breaking candle, to enter a full-size position, we want this volume bar to reach this volume average right here. If it doesn't reach the average but does reach at least 75% of the average volume, I will open a half-size position to reduce risk. You can calculate this by taking this volume number and dividing it by this volume average. You should get 0.75. If you don't get at least 0.75 on this, I suggest you stand aside on this trade. The stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and the first target is 1 times the ATR. So let's say this thing breaks to the upside, and just ahead of the close, say 15 minutes or so, set up your buy order right there. Look at the ATR down here, multiply that by 1.5, measure that distance down here for your stop loss, measure 1 ATR above your entry for your first target. And of course, just the opposite if it breaks to the downside. If after entering the trade we get a candle close back inside the range, we'll take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. A breakout of the pattern should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If not, and the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. When the price hits our first target, we'll close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We'll then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. I only risk about 2% of my account on each trade. And that's today's setup on spot gold. For the next setup today, we're looking at a trading range on the Australian dollar Japanese yen currency pair, affectionately known as the Aussie yen. And here's the trade plan. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or above 85. Or we'll sell a daily candle close below the range or below 82. I won't bore you with that whole spiel again. The management details are always the same. If there is at least average volume, enter a full-size position. If there's only 75% volume, enter a half-size position. Otherwise, stand aside. The stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and the first target is 1 times the ATR. If you get a candle close back in the range after you enter the position, close the position and take the loss. Get half off for profit when it hits the first target and move the stop to break even on the remainder. 2% risk on this trade. And that's today's setup on the Aussie yen. Okay guys, this is how I manage these trades. You do you, okay? Make sure you don't take any trades until you understand what you're doing and that you're comfortable with it. And the other side of trading is the psychological side. And to keep a handle on that, I use my trading maxims. A trading maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, rule of conduct, or proverbial saying. You guys know the deal. Use whatever tools you need to help maintain discipline, because discipline and consistency in everything are paramount. And today, Tim's trading maxim number 79. Nobody else can take you to the place you want to end up. You have to get there yourself. And this is a quote from Tia Claire Toomey. Australian CrossFitter Tia Claire Toomey is known as the fittest woman on earth due to her 4 consecutive wins in the CrossFit Games. In addition, she won the CrossFit Open last month by a wide margin and is ahead right now in the quarterfinals, which are 2 events that lead up to the CrossFit Games. You know, you can have good people on your side, good coaches, good teachers, good parents, good motivators, good helpers, but in the end, you have to have the discipline and motivation to get where you want to go yourself. All those people can't do it for you. That applies pretty much everywhere in life. Remember our spot gold trade plan for today. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or above 1759, or we'll sell a daily candle close below the range or below 1676. In our Australian dollar Japanese yen trade plan, we're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or above 85, or we'll sell a daily candle close below the range or below 82. For both trades, take a full-size position if you've got average volume or better, half-size if you've got 75% average volume or better. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 ATR. Earlier, I mentioned the Calm Cash Alerts app. If you like making cash and you like being calm about it, then this app is for you. I share all my calm personal trades on the app so you can trade them right beside me. That includes the trade picks from my Monday videos like this one and all the other setups I do all week long. You can see all my modifications and additions that happen during the week as well. You know, I mentioned that trading is kind of a fluid activity. Plans change, people change. Someone once said that a battle plan rarely lasts beyond the first contact with the enemy. Sometimes the trading plans I share in my videos require modification on the fly. I don't change my rules, but the market will do wacky, unexpected things, and I used to worry about sharing that information with you guys. That Bitcoin setup we talked about earlier is a perfect example. According to the rules, it's still a valid active trade. It hasn't hit the stop, it hasn't hit the first target, it hasn't closed back in the range, but it's not really going anywhere either. And the volume and volatility continue to decline on it, which means the momentum has dissipated and it's winding up in another consolidation. A consolidation that could break in either direction. I shared that information with the Comcashers on Friday, but everyone else had to wait for this video to come out to hear it. That's what I'm talking about. Some of you have been around the block a few times, but there are some of you that need a bit more of a helping hand. So I love to be able to share modifications during the week. So check it out. The app is available for iPhone, Android, and desktop browser. If you think you might be interested in being a Comcasher, you can click the link in the description for more details. And that's all for today's video. Come back Wednesday for the next installment of the Trading Education series, and be here Friday for my strategy of the week and next Monday for my trade picks. My videos come out at 3 p.m. New York time, barring unforeseen circumstances. Don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have. Remember, the only stupid question is the unasked one. If this video helped you, click the like below, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of our videos in the future. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.